Hi folks, I'm Judd. I'm a professional astrologer with 35 years consultative experience, and these are my astrological forecasts for each sign of the zodiac for the year 2014. Enjoy. This is the astrological forecast for the sign of Aries for the whole of the year of 2014. The big picture continues to be dominated by the movements of Uranus in your sign and to a lesser extent by Pluto. What we're not seeing here is any influence at all coming from Neptune. So what you're not seeing is fog and cloud and mist and treacle and quicksand. There's no sense of avoidance or escapism. And you're not really seeing any sign of major blockage or restriction or limitation. I mean, Saturn's not touching you either. So Saturn and Neptune, two of the heavy hitters in the zodiac, are actually not really looking your way during 2014. Now, on the one hand, this is cause for celebration, yes. On the other hand, that means that what is going on is going to have a much clearer run-in and approach, and there's going to be less distractions from making you deal with the real issues. And the real issues here are the movements of Uranus and to a lesser extent Pluto, and also, at least in the first half of the year, Jupiter. Uranus is in Aries. He's been there now 3 years. He's going to be there another 4. He's approaching the halfway point. Uranus is about freedom, independence, liberty, excitement, stimulus, adventure. He's also about revolution, radicality, unconventionality. He pulls rugs from under feet and he brings sudden, dramatic change. Uranus is chaos. Uranus is going to be passing over the sun sign position of those of you born from April 3 to April 6. Over the coming year, maybe even April 7. And you're going to find that this is one of those years that you will remember for the rest of your life. It's going to bring a concentrated change. There's a wave of change coming in, and if you surf it, it'll take you to some really interesting places, and you'll be fine. You may not be in control, but you'll be flowing on the cutting edge of change. And if you stand still and try and hang on to the rocks, it's going to suck the sand from underneath your feet. And if you run, you're in trouble, because the wave will pick you up and throw you. The wave of change is coming. It's already here for many of you. I mean, those of you born in the last 2 or 3 days of March, first 1 or 2 days of April, look at this last year. Look how dramatic it's been, how life-changing it's been. That'll continue now for those of you born in the first week of April. So the worst thing you can do is make rigid, unbreakable plans, because they will not work. Keep things flexible, keep things light, you'll be fine. Now, Pluto is also going to be challenging a number of you. Here, we're looking primarily at those born again at the very start of April, April 1, 2, 3. And it does seem, this is the Uranus-Pluto square that's ongoing, but those of you born around the start of April are really under the microscope in 2014. Because of this, these are wonderful times, absolutely gorgeous times for test, taste, and trial, and experience, and experiment. Lousy times for contract, marriage, buying a house, signing anything for the long term. Everything's in a state of flux and change, and you can learn a great deal by just going with it. It's like you're on a roller coaster, and you're not out of control, but you're not in control. And at the moment, the unconscious and the subconscious is running the shop, and it knows what it's doing, and it's got your best interests at heart. So go with it, trust it. There's going to be a few critical times. Initially, the very start of the year, and especially the time around the middle 10 days of April may be quite a time of contentiousness and volatility and potential expressions of anger. So there'll be a need to count to 10 at that time. But you should find that once you're into May, June onwards, that the hardest times of the year are beginning to be seen as having passed, and that you're getting more and more into a time of more innovation, novelty, growth, expansion, and certainly the time from August onwards, when Jupiter moves into Leo and starts shining on you in a much more hopeful way, suggests a much lighter attitude prevailing. I would particularly, incidentally, favour the time of early mid-September as a time of real opportunity for novelty, stimulus, growth and expansion. Most fortunate time of the year for most of you. You are likely to find a number of buttons getting pushed in the first half of the year. It's certainly not the easiest time of your life by a long chalk. It is primarily those of you born at the start of April, but this does affect all of you. And whilst there's no major new problems or challenges, ongoing situations will be resolved one way or another by the middle of July, probably by the middle of May. So for most of you, it is a case of basically suck it and see. See where you stand by the middle of May. From when on, you should be able to then start planning how the rest of the year is going to work out with a degree of confidence. But it continues to be a time of concentrated change. For those of you born more towards the end of Aries, say from April the 10th onwards, are actually looking at a much more stable time, really, apart from day-by-day stuff in the first 6 months of the year. But those of you born at the start of April, feisty. It's a bit of a mixed bag as far as 2014 goes, but the worst thing you can do is hide under the bed. So, as far as 2014 goes, Aries, have an experiential year. There you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was helpful and fun. Big thank you to all those people who have supported me over 2013, and I will continue to do my best to bring astrology to the world in 2014. My philosophy is clear. Astrology should be free. However, if you wish to make a small donation, there is a donate button. It keeps these videos going. So thanks, have a great year, and I'll be here all year. See ya, bye.